right, good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining the Good Life program for healthy aging. This is Let's Get Cooking, brought to you by 18 Reasons, UC Davis School of Medicine, and the City of Oakland. I thank you all for being here with us today. I think we're on our seventh class. This is our class number 7. Yay!
So. We're going
Hi,
strong.
Rebecca. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm super excited about smoothies and kale chips.
Yeah, I'm ready for a smoothie.
So we have our strawberries and our blueberries, and we have kale and limes and lemons and avocado. And for those, because some folks were like, what is this? I'm like, it's turmeric root. So a lot of people are used to seeing turmeric in a powdered form like this, which I love a lot. I use turmeric in a lot of things, but this is what it looks like when Mother Nature just gives it to us out the dirt. And then, of course, we have our ginger, which we're going to add to our smoothies too. So, All right, Rebecca, we'll take it away.
All right. So first off, our order of operation for today is we're going to make kale chips, then we're going to make our dip, and then we're going to make our smoothies. But we are going to start by setting our ovens to 325 for our kale chips. So oven is on. I know my oven is pretty sturdy. It heats up really fast, but hopefully it'll be heated within the next 5 to 10 minutes, and it will take us to destem all of our kale. So I got one of the hefty bunches of kale. My bunch of kale is like almost 2. So now, and I also have my nice cutting board view. And what we're going to start with today is, again, we're going to cut off the parts that we don't eat. So I'm going to cut off about 2 inches off the bottom. Oh, okay. So I took off the parts that I'm not going to eat. And then for those of you who were with us from the beginning, you'll likely remember that there are 2 ways to destem kale. So there is the quick way of just simply ripping all of this off and getting your stem that way. If you're looking for a little more finesse, or maybe you have a kitchen helper and you want to give them something to do that's going to keep them occupied for a while, then you can have them trace the stem with their knife. So you see we have a little bit of a cleaner cut. Maybe I'll come back up on this side. And so the difference is, one, you might get that if you're tracing it, and your other option is sort of these like ripped pieces. Yeah. So it's up to you. And again, like I said, if you have someone helping you and maybe they just need something to do for a while, let them cut around the stem of the kale. It will certainly keep them
it's a good task for grandbabies.
Yeah. And so since we're going to be using this kale for chips and for smoothies, we can tear it really into the same size pieces, which is probably about this big, about a chip size piece. Our blenders will take care of that for the smoothies, and those size pieces will get nice and crispy for our chips. But I'm going to continue with the tearing method because that is my preferred method.
Just to tear it, yeah. So now I have a question for you. When you make your smoothies, because I always use kale in my smoothies, but when I make it, I just cut off the stems and just throw the whole leaf in there.
Yeah. Which you can also do. I mean, really just the stem is just a lot sturdier. So it just depends on what else you're going to have in your smoothie, because it might make it a little gritty, I guess.
A little bitter, yeah.
Yeah. And also, like we've said before, like I save my kale stems and I use them for broths.
Right.
So it doesn't really make too much of a difference. And then when we made our kale salad, we cut the stem so we could put it in the salad, really small. There are many uses for the stems. So my oven, I believe, is preheated, so I'm gonna have my pan
All right.
here, and I'm gonna take about half I'm just gonna, actually, I might need a bigger baking sheet. I'm gonna get my bigger baking sheet, but you're gonna put about half of your kale on your baking sheet. And you do want them to be spread out. Those of you who joined us the first time, you'll remember being spread out helps them crisp up a little more. If they are stacked on top of one another, they're gonna steam and not get crispy because they're just gonna trap in their own moisture that they're releasing as they're baking. So we wanna get a good amount spread out. Maybe you have to use 2 sheets because your bunch of kale was giant like mine. So I'm gonna spread these out. And then I think we're going about this process a little differently than the first time. The first time we like put it in the bowl and we mixed it all together.
Right.
But you can actually mix it all on the baking sheet.
Okay, well let's do it.
Is a trick that I like because, again, I like to minimize dishes when I can.
So are we still going to use lemon?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so if you have your lemon, you can also cut that in half. I am going to start by drizzling some olive oil over this.
All right.
Because it is on my cutting board where I will then have to chop my lemon. So I'm gonna add my lemon last. So I have olive oil, I have my little guy of salt, kind of running low on salt. And for those of you who are watching their salt intake, you don't even have to add salt because that lemon is gonna add a lot of flavor. Or you could just add a teeny bit of salt. So I have salt, and this is actually my nutritional yeast. So I'll show you guys on the cutting board cam. It, it does look like fish food. I will not lie and be completely honest there, but it tastes really good. It does have like that sort of cheesy, like sharp cheddar aroma to it. So I'm just gonna like dust it all over. And then I also have a little like basically taco seasoning spice blend. So I'm gonna try to make these like sort of Doritos essentially. Dorito.
Interesting.
So I have this spice blend that I've made, and it's like chili powder and cumin and some dried oregano and onion powder. And I like to put this on a lot of things, especially when I'm making tacos, or I'll even put it on like fried eggs. It just tastes really good. Okay. So I'm going to toss these.
I'm just going to stick with my good old salt, pepper, and turmeric and lemon. Let me see what I have creative up in here that I can use. I just don't want to use too much salt.
Yeah. And remember, if you're using turmeric, to add some black pepper too, because the black pepper really helps activate the turmeric in your body.
When I use turmeric powder, I like to use a glove because my fingers get all yellow and orange and stained. So
I've also ruined some shirts with
So I had on a brand new white shirt yesterday. Brand new. And something told me to take it off because I don't have any aprons. And I made kale chips. And right before I was done, something like flipped off of a piece of kale and turmeric landed right on my shirt. I was like, great. I knew it was going to happen. I tried so hard. Turmeric stains, like, seriously. But it's so yummy and it's so good for you. So I'll take it.
Yeah. All right. And my hands are all covered now. Okay, so all my chips on this baking sheet are nicely covered in oil. The more oil you use, the crispier they will get, but they will still get a little crispy even if they're just like kind of lightly dusted. So these are pretty well spaced out. I'm gonna stick these in the oven. I actually still have a lot of kale left. So I am going to do another sheet really fast, and then we are going to move right on to our avocado dip.
All right.
Finish up with our smoothies. And I believe the kale chips go in the oven for about 10 minutes, 10 to 20, depending on how strong your oven is. I feel like my oven just like really heats up. So I usually put things in the oven for a little shorter than what is suggested.
I actually have a convection feature on my oven, so you know, depending on how quickly I want things done, it'll cook fast.
Will you explain what the convection does?
Yeah, so with the convection oven, it basically just uses air to really kind of surround whatever's in your oven and cook it thoroughly and quicker. So it uses a lot of hot air. I think that's right. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that's what convection is.
It sounds right to me.
And Valerie B says yes. you got it right. Yes.
All right. And I did just realize that I forgot to cut my lemon, but I'm going to cut it now. And I'm going to put it on just this small sheet, and now I'm going to get to see what the difference is.
Oh my gosh, I forgot the lemon.
I know.
I did. I forgot the lemon.
So easy to forget.
Next round. Next round.
Yeah.
Because there'll be plenty of
these
rounds.
These actually smell really good. These smell straight up like Doritos. I am very excited.
Coco, yay, how are you doing? You getting everything down? All right.
All right, so these ones look about done. And I am going to stick these in the oven too. And know to look at these at around 11:30. They're already sizzling. All right, so next up, we're going to make our avocado dip again.
All right.
You'll grab your lime, your avocado, your Greek yogurt, and on our recipe, it suggests garlic powder. Same as last time, I'm going to use some fresh garlic. I really love garlic. I know Shanette does also, so maybe Shanette will use 4 cloves of garlic.
I love garlic. And for this recipe, what I've learned is like, you don't even need this cup that we gave you if anybody picked this up. You really just need like one good scoop because once you mix it with the avocado, it's going to make a lot. So I guess it depends on how many servings you want and if you're going to store it later. How long do you think this lasts in the refrigerator? Maybe like a couple of days?
Yeah, I'd say like 3 days. And what you're really thinking when you make this dip is like mostly avocado with a little dabble of yogurt in it, not like a lot of yogurt with a little avocado. Okay. And so I cut my avocado. I'm going to just like do a little scoring on it. That'll make the pieces smaller and probably easier to mash with my fork. So I'm going to draw some lines down, draw some lines across. And then I'm going to give it a nice scoop into my bowl. I'm going to use whole avocado. You might have noticed that there's already a small piece of this avocado missing. That's because I ate some for breakfast this morning. I'm actually, instead of cutting my lime, I'm actually going to use the rest of my lemon for my citrus in this.
Yeah.
You can use whichever one you want.
Yeah, you can use whatever citrus, lemon, lime, whatever you prefer. Okay.
So we've got our avocado and our citrus of choice in here. I'm gonna
You said you're using fresh garlic?
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to
I think I'm gonna follow your lead on that one.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let the avocado sit in there, and now I'm gonna do my garlic really fast. So to start this off, I'm just gonna smack it down. And try not to knock over my camera, which I almost did again.
I'm a cheater. I have my peeled garlic already.
Yeah. Yeah, and so for me, by smacking it, it really lifts off that skin a lot faster than me trying
Yeah.
to like peel at it with my fingernails. Um, and then I'm just gonna cut it really small. So I'm still practicing using my hand to guide my knife, not my knife to guide my hand. So by just moving my finger down the garlic and just resting my knife against it will protect my finger from cuts a lot better. And from here, you can put all this garlic just directly in, or if you want it to be a little smoother, you can take the edge of the tip of your knife and just start pressing it
Mash
down.
it down, yeah.
Yeah, which I've started doing a little more. It sort of balances out the garlic, and I can smell my kale chips. They smell delicious. So I got a few more minutes before I'm gonna check on them. This isn't quite a paste, but it is better than it used to be, and I am just gonna call that good. Move that right into my bowl. And then I am gonna just, like Shanette said, I'm just gonna take like a big scoop of yogurt. If you like measuring, the measurement is a 1/4 cup. If you're an eyeballer, the measurement is a big scoop.
A super eyeballer.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest eyeballer of them all. I know, that looks like a cup.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better about measuring like spices when I'm following a recipe, because I have noticed that I often under measure.
Yeah.
If it's something that like needs a lot of spice, I have started like bringing out my measuring spoons. Okay, and all we're doing is just mixing this together. We have not put any salt or pepper in yet.
Oh,
you can taste it and then add as we see fit after. Something that Shanette and I realized I did not do this time around is get you guys carrots to cut and dip in it.
I totally forgot about the carrots.
Yeah, I totally forgot. I was so distracted by getting all that fruit. So my dip is pretty much done. I like it a little chunkier. If you like it smooth, you can keep going. I did add like a pinch of salt and a few cracks of pepper. And I'm just gonna try a little bit. And that is tasty and to my liking. And
awesome.
I have like a cucumber in the fridge that I can probably dig out for dipping. You can also dip pretzels, chips, any other vegetable that you like.
This is awesome. You know what? I actually made this dip for tacos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did. For
put on top?
Tacos for myself and my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Because my younger kids are still on vacation with their grandmother out in Georgia. And so we had shrimp tacos, and we didn't have sour cream. And I was like, you know what? I have yogurt. And I made this avocado dip, and it was so good on a taco. So in substitution, yeah, it tasted amazing.
Oh. And I'm going to check on my kale chips. I think someone just mentioned that in the chat.
Yeah, like check on your chips or they're going to burn.
Thank you for that reminder.
Oh, they're actually perfect.
These actually got a little crispy this time.
My chips, everyone.
Right. So because of the spices I put on there, I'll try to do like this a little under. They are a little crispier. They're a little browner. But you can hear how flaky they are. I'm gonna let them cool off, and then I'm gonna eat one. And now all we have left is a smoothie.
So for all of you all that got the bags of fruit, should have put your fruit went in the freezer, right? So you should have frozen because it's going to give you that thing. All right, good job. So we gave you some coconut water, and what I like to do is put the whatever liquid I'm going to use down first. Because what I found is if I put my fruit first, it kind of it's hard sometimes to blend up. I have to keep adding fluid. So
Yeah.
we're going to go ahead and add our coconut water first. And I'm just going to go ahead and pour the whole can in. So if you got that can of coconut water, just go ahead and use the whole can. Because I'm almost thinking that we probably should have two. And this is 10.5 ounces. So I poured the whole can. This is going to be so easy. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and take the fruit and put as much of it as I like. So put the strawberries in there. We got pineapple and blueberries. I would say just go ahead and dump the whole bag. You need to take a little bit out once it gets in there since it's all packaged in one bag, but I think it's pretty safe to dump the whole bag. And then we're going to take some of our kale. So however much kale you'd like. I'm not going to say like, we try to give measurements when we send out the recipes because it's easier for people to follow. But like I say all the time, I am a big, like a pinch of that, a pinch of this, a handful of that. Oh, it says 5 garlic cloves. Okay, well, I'm going to add 10, because I like garlic. So I'm going to say just grab a nice handful of kale because you need all of this beautiful greenery in your diet, and you're really not going to be able to taste it that much inside of yours. So I'm going to put a lot. On top of the fact that my daughter's here, so she always gets to benefit off of the recipes that I cook. All right. And then we're going to take our ginger root. So if you all remember how to peel your ginger root, just take a spoon and just drag it. Start from the top and just drag your spoon down. And it's going to take all of that peel right off, okay? With ginger, I love ginger. How do you feel about ginger, Rebecca?
I love it. Fresh ginger it's the same thing as like when you can add fresh garlic instead of water. They're both of those options taste really good, but something about fresh just adds a little bit more like zing.
Man, when I say like it completely kicks up your smoothies like a notch, like if you actually like ginger, then you're really, really, really going to enjoy ginger in your recipe.
Yeah. And I think
so I'm gonna just cut it down a bit. Try and have so I'm gonna cut that end off and just kind of make it like a little bit smaller because it is kind of thick, and sometimes the fibrous parts of the ginger, if you don't get it blended up really well, it's kind of challenging to get it all blended. And my blender is not necessarily the best, but there you go.
And what I've also done actually is I have this baggie that I keep in my freezer that I have pre-cut ginger in it. So when I get like a big chunk of ginger, like this one, I'll cut part of it. Put in my smoothie now, and then I put the rest of it in this little baggie for later.
Yeah. All right. So as you guys get your ginger cut up, if you're already done with that part, we're going to take our turmeric root, which really looks like it looks like a cross between a carrot and ginger.
Yeah.
And this is like a superfood right here. This is life that we're putting into our smoothies.
Yeah, so both carrot, I was going to say carrot, turmeric and ginger have
amazing,
high anti-inflammatory properties. So if anybody's heard, there is a sort of like diet trend going around called the anti-inflammatory diet. So those types of diets include a lot of ginger and turmeric, but really what it does is it does exactly what it says, anti-inflammatory.
It's anti-inflammatory, inflammatory.
Yeah, it basically helps your body move its blood around a little better.
How much of this do you think we should put in?
I'm thinking maybe like a half.
I'm gonna go for half.
Yeah. Like this much. It does look like a carrot when you cut it like this.
That's exactly
And
like
also watch
it.
out because your fingers are probably so orange stained. So if you're wearing any light colored clothing,
Yeah,
not touch
be
it.
careful.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna put my top. Now, for those of you all who have extra yogurt, feel free to add your extra yogurt into your smoothie. And if you want to add your avocado also, you can also try to add your avocado. Let's see how that tastes. Avocado is going to make your smoothie really creamy, just as the yogurt will. And I think I am. I think I'm going to add the rest of my yogurt.
Avocado?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to keep mine as is without yogurt. I'm not, I feel like the yogurt and the avocado are for like if you want a creamy smoothie.
Right.
And I'm really in the mood for like mostly fruit smoothie.
Like a fruit smoothie.
Yeah, I don't need the cream today.
All right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to mute my computer so you don't have to hear me grinding over here.
Good point. I'm going to do the same.
So just to check in, so I'm like blending and just kind of like pushing down just to make sure like all of the kale and the turmeric and the ginger root is getting mixed in. So if you don't have like a super high tech blender, then you might have to like just kind of like push it down, move things around a little bit. It seems like that 10 ounces, that 10-ounce can of coconut water is enough fluid to mix up all of those amazing frozen fruits and vegetables. So I will check back in with you when I get everything blended. How are you doing, Rebecca?
I'm doing good. Mine seems to be all blended. I think one other note is that the color is like a little dark purpley green, and that's just because we blended the green kale with the berries.
With the blueberries, so, right.
Yeah, so like if you're looking for like the most vibrant green smoothie, don't mix kale and berries together. But this also is a really good combination. I'm not saying that that's
right.
Bad.
Yeah, because for a green smoothie, you want to do mostly things that are green. Green apples, kale.
Like if we would have done like just kale and pineapple, if that's,
it would have came out green.
Then someone maybe who's not usually a smoothie drinker to drink a smoothie.
Exactly.
But this is going to taste delicious. It smells.
I'm excited. Yeah. I'm one more second away from. I'll be back.
All right. So I'm going to pour a smoothie in a glass now. Looks like I have enough for 2, so I'm going to make another glass because side.
Excited.
All right. My blender has like a little leak in it. So basically as soon as I
Oh, it's mine. I think that's just a blender thing. There's
yeah, I like have to
coming
get
out the
it out.
bottom.
Or else it- yeah. All right.
All right, everybody, bottoms up.
I'm gonna try this.
All right, we're all, yes, I love to see us all eating at the same time.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, what do we think?
With the ginger, ooh, it's so good. I love the ginger in a smoothie. So once again, thanks for joining. Thanks, Rebecca.
Thank you. This is still so much fun. I love our Thursday afternoons.
Thank you. Thank you for joining the Good Life Program for Healthy Aging. We appreciate y'all.
The Good Life program was made possible with the help of these amazing organizations.